one thing I want to bring up, Alia, which is actually kind of interesting, is the kind of like the overall ramifications of DeSantis's move here. And I mentioned this before. It's optically it's optically a bad look for DeSantis and Florida in the sense of, look, right now, and I've been very critical of Governor Gavin Newsom. I think he's dropped the ball in terms of attracting businesses to California. Check out my channel. I got half a dozen videos on Governor Gavin Newsom. Okay, so this isn't like a partisan argument I'm making at all. I have,
or that you adore and love Newsom. You know, you're not a big Newsom fan.
I'm not a Newsom fan. I'm not. I criticize him just as much for being anti-business. But the optics here with DeSantis is, hey, look, Disney said something we don't like, so we're going to punish Disney. Now, the optics for outside companies coming into Florida are, you better play ball. You better not speak out against anything we do, or your fate will be the same as Disney's. Now, granted, not every company has a Reedy Creek, but there's 1,001 ways you can fuck over a company, though. It doesn't have to be that way, you know what I'm saying? So if an Apple, who is also a very progressive company, like Tim Cook, decides to move into Florida or something like that, which I think they are actually, if I'm not mistaken, well, they're going to sit up and take notice. Well, I'm going to Florida. If Apple speaks out against a LGBTQ plus bill, is Apple going to be punished, Mr. DeSantis? That's a good point. And here is what I'm going to. It was kind of in the article that mentioned it. It says here, Florida has been spending big bucks to promote the state as a haven for business investment, touting DeSantis's insistence on keeping things open as much as possible throughout the pandy. But it's impossible to square that messaging with how HB3C telegraphed to the world how very precarious a Florida business owner's rights are if the wrong thing is said about the Republican controlling state government. What are your thoughts on that, Alia? Does this kind of send a message to businesses coming into Florida? Hey, you better play ball with DeSantis. Otherwise, you know, we'll do it to Disney, the biggest employer. We'll screw you too, just as easy.
I think so. I mean, I'd be shocked if other companies are, oh, okay, this is just Disney. This won't affect us. I think it would give them pause of, do I have to be careful what I say or how much money I give to the, do I need to give them the right money? But then Disney's proof though too, the money didn't matter because they at that time were contributing a lot of money. They tried behind the scenes to stop the bill. It didn't stop the bill. And then we know the rest of the story, but I think that's a very chilling effect. And what's interesting is that, now Newsom Newsom and then also the governor of Colorado are using Disney specifically, but now they're saying we're wonderful to businesses. I mean, the governor of Colorado, or we will be, the governor of Colorado is really amusing me. I mean, he knows that Walt Disney World can't move to Colorado, but he's all amnesty to Disney and they can say what they want. And also if they want to build a theme park here or whatever they want, it's great. So that's kind of cracking me up.
Yeah, I saw that. The governor, I think his name is Governor Polis, Polis. I don't really know how to pronounce it.
Unfortunately, I don't know. Apologies to Colorado watchers.
But I saw that, and I think that's actually a smart move by the Colorado governor. I think it's equally as a smart move with Governor Gavin Newsom. I think Newsom should definitely, especially Newsom, because Disney's already kind of planted here in California. It's a really good move, I think, from Newsom to sort of use this drama with, Florida versus Disney as a way to kind of leverage more jobs coming back to California. I want to ask you, Alia, because it's been very controversial, this whole move for Imagineering to move over to Lake Nona, Florida. Now, with all the drama going on in Florida, I mean, not only just drama, it's like openly hostile. Like the Republican the Florida Republican sort of platform right now is we're gonna destroy Disney. Like they said something and we're going after them, right? It's openly very, very hostile. what are your thoughts on Newsom sort of trying to bring these Imagineering jobs back to California, kind of making that play? Do you think it would be effective? Can they even do it? What are your thoughts on that? I'd like to hear from you on that.
I completely support it, and but there's the pragmatics. We don't know if or maybe the circumstance of if the land has been purchased, is there construction, et cetera, et cetera. So it depends on how much it's moved along. Maybe they can just then hire local Imagineers, et cetera. But I don't think they should I don't think Disney should force anyone to move. If they don't want to move, don't make them, especially if there is personal LGBTQ concerns for themselves or for a family member, or if they're just even forecasting, thinking long term. What if I someday have a child who is LGBTQ in so many years? That would affect them too if they open up about that. And I want them to be in a supportive environment, not just within the home, but within the community. So yeah, I don't think Disney should force anyone to move.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think, yeah, I do think there are some things. I think that from what I understand, the construction has started on the complex.
That makes things difficult. Yeah.
Yeah. And there are some Imagineers who have already relocated. So I think that it's sort of probably at this junction, it's probably too late to completely stop the move. But I do think that there are things Disney can do. I think that they can minimize the move. Like maybe, hey, look, you know what? We were going to move, 2,000 jobs to Lake Nona. Maybe now we'll only move 1,000. We'll keep more jobs than we initially planned here in Glendale. Maybe do that, maybe they can go really ballsy and they can reimburse all the people that already moved to bring them back here.
If they want to move back. Yeah.
Right. If you want to move back, Disney will reimburse you. And yeah, we'll build the building. And you know what? We'll rent out the building as office space to anyone who wants for a few years. They'll make a little money on that. And they'll keep everybody here in Glendale. I mean, that's a possibility too.
You're right. Even if there's construction going forward, et cetera, and people have moved already, they could completely, and that would be phenomenal. But if they completely reverse it, like you said, sell the building or rent it out just to anyone who wants a suite or a building, et cetera, and then just completely cancel it, move people back. So I think what they do is they need to do a lot of soul searching, a lot of meetings with the Imagineers, try to determine what is best, listen to them, every voice, what they're talking about, and then from there make I guess you could say a data decision, but based on those conversations.
Right. No, 100%. And like, here's the thing too, Alia, is like, I think from DeSantis's point of view and like maybe that faction of like the Republican Party, they think that like, okay, we're going to punish Disney. And then like, because they're scared, they suddenly won't be woke anymore. Right. But here's the problem. This is why I think that's really flawed logic. It's not so easy. It's not so easy because you have a lot of people in Disney, like not just like rank and file people. I mean, people that are way up on the food chain, like, Feige, Kathleen Kennedy, Jennifer Lee.
We don't even know. Maybe even Arnold, because she is a lesbian. She is proud and open about that. So, I mean, there can be conservative people in the LGBTQ community, but we don't know her viewpoints. She might have even been the one to pressure Chapek. You need to what did you just do? What did you just say? You need to come out against this. So we don't know. So
you don't know. And that's the thing. Disney can't just turn it off like a light switch because you have all this talent, top tier talent that you cannot afford to lose. Chapek cannot afford to lose any of these executives right now. After all the ScarJo drama last summer, you cannot have like a mutiny within Disney where people like Feige especially, or Kathleen Kennedy or Jennifer Lee pick up and leave. We were told last summer that Chapek has to respect talent. To
be fair, though, it's grass isn't greener on the other side, though, with the competition, because we know there's issues with Universal, et cetera. Right. So there is that, but at the same time, you're right. You don't want to push things to upset the great top level creative talent, and I'm sure also higher pay scale helps too. But it's a balance he has to have, definitely.
It's a balance. It's a balance. He cannot afford to lose these executives, and he can't just be like, okay, we're no longer we're not progressive anymore. We're just gonna, he can't do that. I mean, we saw the backlash even before he officially denounced the bill and said he would be a better ally. There was backlash before when he was silent. So it's not like if he reverses course, it suddenly would be fine. He would have issues with people within his own company and top level people, and that would be an issue. So yeah, and like you said, it's funny. The grass isn't really necessarily greener because Comcast, I'm telling you, they are no friend of the progressive movement. They have been so silent, cowardly. I mean, like really, like why don't they say something, right? Like,
and then tried to have fun with it with that tweet, but then apparently they deleted it.